The Premier League has been home to some of the most popular players England has ever seen. However, sometimes players can say and do things that wear a little thin, leading to them being universally hated, often on a monumental scale. On this episode of Football Shorts, we bring you the top 10 most hated players in Premier League history.
Number 10. El Hadji Diouf. El Hadji Diouf first came to England off the back of Senegal's impressive World Cup performance in 2002 in Korea and Japan, when he would join Liverpool from Lens for an estimated £10 million. After a promising start, Diouf would have his first controversial incident of his time in the UK, when during a UEFA Cup tie away in Glasgow versus Celtic, Diouf would spit at fans in the Parkhead crowd. Shortly after, it was alleged he had spat at West Ham fans while warming up before a game at Upton Park. Eventually, Diouf would be loaned to Sam Allardyce's Bolton, but he still thought he was a camel. He would first spit at a ball boy at the Riverside in Middlesbrough, before the worst offence of all, spitting in the face of Portsmouth's Dutch captain Arjen de Zeeuw. Despite all of this, Allardyce would sign him permanently at Bolton, before reunited with the Senegalese nutcase at Blackburn. Again, more shenanigans, as Diouf would taunt QPR hitman Jamie Mackie, while the striker lay on a stretcher with a broken leg, leading to QPR manager Neil Warnock branding Diouf as lower than a sewer rat. To be fair, Neil, you're not wrong.
Number 9. Joey Barton. It started in April 2004 when Joey Barton was dropped from the City lineup and sensationally stormed out of the Etihad Stadium. Later on that year, Barton started a mass brawl in a pre-season friendly against Doncaster Rovers. 2004 ended as it started for Barton, when at the Christmas party he stubbed a lit cigar into the eye of young teammate Jamie Tardy. A fine of 6 weeks' wages followed. In October 2006, Joey dropped his shorts at Everton fans inside Goodison Park, landing the hot-headed midfielder with yet another fine and a warning on conduct from the FA. In May 2007, Barton was involved in a huge training ground fight with teammate Ousmane Dabo, landing him with a suspended prison sentence and a 12-game ban. In November of 2010, charged again with violent conduct by the FA after allegedly punching Blackburn's Morton Gamps Pedersen during their Premier League match. In 2011, he asked the Newcastle United managing director Derek Lumbias to take a lie detector test over his departure from St James's Park. In 2012, Joey was sent off yet again for QPR as he headbutted Norwich City's Bradley Johnson, and astonishingly later that month compared his manager Neil Warnock to the fictional England buffoon Mike Bassett. Banned for 12 matches for elbowing Manchester City's Carlos Tevez, it then got even worse as he sensationally kneed Sergio Aguero, and then to top things off straight away he headbutted Manchester City captain Vincent Kompany. To say that this is not half of the rap sheet says everything you need to know about Joey Barton.
Number 8. Sol Campbell. Sol Campbell, or Judas as he is affectionately and probably correctly known to the Spurs fans, would make over 250 appearances for the North London club, captaining them to the Worthington Cup success of 1999, making him a hero at White Hart Lane. But it would be in the summer of 2001 where it would all go south, or a couple miles up the road as it were. With the England centre-half's contract up at the end of the 2000-2001 season, he would be linked with some of Europe's top clubs. However, at what was expected to be a routine press conference at Highbury to announce the signing of legendary goalkeeper Richard Wright from Ipswich, David Dein, the Arsenal chairman at the time, would unveil Campbell as an Arsenal player in what would be one of football's best kept secrets. Campbell would join on a Bosman free transfer, making him the most hated man at White Hart Lane in history. This was made even more true when on his first visit back to White Hart Lane as an Arsenal player, Campbell would look into the crowd and see his own brother hurling abuse at him from the Tottenham end. Still, probably worth it for the Premier League title wins in 2002 and 2004.
Number 7. Emmanuel Adebayor. Emmanuel Adebayor was quite the character when at Arsenal, famous for a wonder goal at White Hart Lane and answering his phone on live TV whilst working as a pundit at the World Cup. His 3-year stay at the Emirates would be largely successful, scoring 46 league goals in just 104 games. But In the summer of 2009, the Togo international would be the next in the long list of high-profile departures from Arsenal, making a controversial £25 million switch to newly Saudi oil-rich club Manchester City. Adebayor cemented his place on the list when he met his former club at the Etihad in September of 2009, when he would deliberately kick Netherlands legend Robin van Persie in the face, busting him wide open. He would then slap former teammate and good friend Alex Song in the face, stamp on former captain Cesc Fabregas, and to top it all off, after scoring in the 4-2 win, would run the length of the entire pitch of the Etihad Stadium to celebrate in front of the understandably irate Arsenal travelling fans. He must have really hated his time at Arsenal. He should try and be there today. Not to mention, he would then join arch enemies and staunch rivals Tottenham in 2011. The outrageous Togo striker can now be found kicking people's heads off playing in Paraguay for Olympia. Please, Emmanuel, never change.
Number 6. Robbie Savage. Robert William Savage became a much hated figure during his time with Leicester City in the late 1990s, owing much to his flowing blonde locks, wannabe hardman persona and general shithousery, which at one time led him to holding the record for the most yellow cards in Premier League history with a whopping 89, and going down like he'd been shot at the slightest contact in any challenge. He would famously request a transfer from Birmingham to Blackburn in order to be close to his hometown of Wrexham in Wales, despite Birmingham being closer to his Welsh hometown than Blackburn. Perhaps even more bizarre, in his time at Leicester City, the former Manchester United class of '92 member would be fined £10,000 for using a referee's toilet before a game at Filbert Street. The incident would naturally be named Poogate. Perhaps most telling of all about Robbie Savage, he managed to wind up always well-mannered and charming now homes under the Hammer host Dion Dublin, to the point that Dion Dublin would lay a headbutt on Savage in a heated second city derby between Aston Villa and Birmingham. It's fair to say, Robbie Savage is one of the greatest shithouses the Premier League has ever seen. Horrific, yet beautiful stuff.
Number 5. Mario Balotelli. Super Mario will forever be a source of frustration for many, particularly fans of Manchester City and Liverpool. The sublime to the ridiculous could be said of his stints in England, but never boring. Unplayable in Manchester City's 2012 Premier League title-winning team, 13 goals in 23 games for the Italian. But his career is littered with unenthusiastic performances, fallouts with coaches, flaccid displays not worthy of his price tags and off-the-field madness. Just 5 days after signing for Manchester City, he crashed his car in Manchester. He was also pulled over in his car to be found with £5,000 in cash. When asked why by police, his alleged response was one of absolute craziness: "Because I am rich." On the eve of the 2011 Manchester derby, fire crews would be called to Super Mario's home after he set off fireworks in his bathroom. The next day, he would score the opening goal at Old Trafford and reveal the world-famous "Why Always Me" t-shirt. Best of all, when asked why he never celebrates a goal, Balotelli would answer, "Because it is my job. The postman doesn't celebrate when he delivers a letter." A goal against England in the 2014 World Cup for Italy didn't help his popularity either. Sadly for Mario, he now plays in Serie B for Monza, and at the age of 30, looks to be another wasted talent on the football scrap heap.
Number 4. Luis Suarez. When Luis Suarez arrived at Liverpool in 2011, it was overshadowed by the then £35 million record transfer of Newcastle United hitman Andy Carroll. Suarez would be most known at the time for his deliberate goal-saving handball at the 2010 World Cup in South Africa. He would quickly endear himself to opposition fans with his at times laughable diving and rolling around on the floor like he was having a seizure at every opportunity, as well as his constant waving of imaginary cards at referees. Despite all this, Suarez would also be a relentless goalscorer for the Reds, scoring 82 goals in 133 games, including a Golden Boot winning 31 Premier League goals in the 2013-14 season. Suarez's time in England, however, would be marred by two major incidents where he overstepped the line in a big way. In October 2011, during a game with Manchester United at Anfield, it was alleged Suarez racially abused United left-back Patrice Evra. Despite Liverpool's initial support for the striker, he would be found guilty, banned for 7 Premier League games and fined £40,000. The second wild incident involving Suarez would come in 2013, where during a game with Chelsea at Anfield, Suarez incredibly would bite Chelsea hardman Branislav Ivanovic. The second time he had bitten an opponent in his career, but it wouldn't be the last. On this occasion he would receive a 3-match ban and an undisclosed fine. Suarez would eventually leave Liverpool after the 2014 World Cup and join Barcelona. However, during the 2014 World Cup he would leave in disgrace after again biting an opponent, this time Italian gladiator Giorgio Chiellini. Let's hope we never see Suarez play in the Premier League again.
Number 3. Ashley Cole. Despite being arguably England's greatest ever left back, Ashley Cole was a much hated figure throughout the mid to late noughties, owing much to his scandalous transfer from Arsenal to Chelsea in 2006. Ashley reportedly was left trembling with anger when Arsenal offered the measly sum of just £55,000 a week, leading him to contact Chelsea instead. Chelsea and Cole were found guilty of illegally discussing terms before a fee was even agreed with the two clubs. The infamous tapping up incident would cost Cole £100,000 in an FA fine. I wonder who paid that. The worst kept secret in football would finally be out though, when Cole would officially join Chelsea in the summer of 2006 for just £5 million, with William Gallas going the other way, which in itself is a terrible deal for Arsenal, and unfortunately for the Gunners, not the last. The transfer saga would lead the Arsenal fans dubbing him Cashley, understandably on the assumption that Cashley only made the move for that sweet Russian Abramovich cash. Although 4 FA Cups, 1 League Cup, 1 Premier League title, a Europa League and a Champions League win might have something to do with it. However, his reputation was further tarnished when sensational claims of adultery were made, leaving the left back hated even more.
Number 2. Gary Neville. Throughout the 1990s and noughties, Manchester United would overtake Liverpool as England's most hated club, mainly due to the complete unrelenting dominance under Sir Alex Ferguson. With that, nobody embodied the spirit of this side more than plucky right-back and class of '92 member Gary Neville, who was United through and through and made no secret about it. He would draw controversy and outrage of opposition fans and players alike with his outspoken nature and tendency to get involved with opponents at any occasion, as well as Manchester City superfans Liam and Noel Gallagher, who famously sent Neville a guitar for his birthday signed "Happy Birthday, you wanker." Neville endeared himself to Liverpool fans further when infamously he celebrated a 2-0 win at Old Trafford in front of the travelling away fans. Hated, adored, but never ignored, said many times about Manchester United, and this was also very true of Gary Neville. These days he can be found on Sky Sports, and with his ultra-critical style, even of the current Manchester United side, he probably has even lost favour with those fans who used to defend him. Still, at least he was a rubbish manager.
Number 1. John Terry. John Terry must no doubt be the most hated Premier League player of all time. Captain of the mid-noughties Chelsea side who brought the league thanks to the oil-rich Russian owner, under the management of the cocky big shot and up-and-coming foreign manager Jose Mourinho. Adding to this his uncompromising foul-mouthed style of play, the celebrating in full kit after the Champions League final win in 2012 despite being suspended, questioning the integrity of referees, being stripped of the England captaincy not once but twice, as well as haggling Chelsea for a bigger contract until he was the league's highest paid player. John Terry as a player was without doubt a colossus. It's just a shame he was also a colossal idiot. In 2010 it was revealed by tabloid newspapers that Big JT had been having an affair with the girlfriend of former teammate Wayne Bridge, at the time playing for Manchester City, leading to the left-back Bridge retiring from international football. 1 year later, during a game with QPR at Loftus Road, John Terry was accused of racially abusing Anton Ferdinand, brother of Manchester United legend Rio. Terry would be the subject of a criminal investigation for the incident, which rightly so was taken extremely seriously. Although proven innocent in court, John Terry was given a 4-match ban by the FA and fined £220,000. This would subsequently strain the relationship with the FA, and lead to JT retiring from international football? John Terry, in 3 words, could be described as follows: captain, leader, legend. Or we have another 3: adulterer, racist, bigot. If you have any other suggestions for the top hated players of the Premier League, then don't forget to comment below. We'll be back soon with another Football Short.